Hello, I'm Paul Dychuk, founder of Elastic Steel Method of Athletic Conditioning. Today I'm going to answer another question, which is, why does a side kick very often looks like a bad roundhouse? I did a video on this before, however I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into this. Okay, so we have a side kick, heel travels in straight line. We have a roundhouse, circular motion. And then we have something that looks in between. Okay, where there's no power because you're aiming with the edge or the heel. Okay, it doesn't even reach the target. It's not a linear kick because you're not really using your hip. It's not a kick that comes around for the instep. So it becomes something that you throw out there, and if you have shoes on, maybe it's going to scratch someone, but it's not really going to do any damage. Okay, your body has to know which way to move the mass. If it's a linear kick, the mass moves in line with the kick. If it's an angular or circular kick, the body rotates into the kick. Same way as, let's say, jab or cross or hook. Okay, we have jab. It's a straight punch, linear. The mass goes in the direction of the punch. Okay, same thing with the cross. Hook, on the other hand, the body rotates, okay, because the punch comes around, it's circular, it's angular. Same thing with a kick, you gotta know exactly what's going on. If a kick is circular, like a roundhouse kick, the mass goes in that direction, okay, starting from the rotation of the leg, the body, the hips, the knee, and then the kick comes out. Okay, if it's a straight line kick, like a side kick, the mass shifts into the direction of a kick. If you're doing something in between that looks like that, okay, you don't know which way to shift your weight behind the kick, and those forces cancel each other out. Okay, now why does that happen? The good thing is, a lot of people who ask me this question, they know what a side kick is supposed to look like, and they know that they're not doing a side kick. Okay, they know that they're doing this. Okay, they know it's not a side kick. They know it's not coming out this way. What is the problem? There's two joints, primarily in the kicking leg. However, there's a lot more joints when we look at the whole kick. A lot of people don't have a problem flexing their knee, okay, like this. What people have the problem with is the hip. Why? Because there's a lot more muscles. The hip does a lot more things, okay. Here it abducts, it flexes, inward rotates, and that's just the kicking hip. Now what the supporting hip does also is important, what the pelvis does also is important, lower back. So there's a lot of things that are going on there in relation just to this hip. The knee, just flex or extend, not much rotation is going on there. So for that reason we have a lot of issues with that hip. And that shows when you try to throw that kick. You flex the knee completely, okay, but you don't flex the hip completely. So if you look, what happens is, if I'm here, from here to here is a straight line as a kick. If I pull my heel back here, from here to here, the line is not in the same direction as my mass is moving. And when you think of a side kick, you think of moving the mass directly into the target. Okay? So how do we fix this? Well, you could try to fix it by doing the technique differently all you want. If you don't have that hip strength, flexibility, and awareness, nothing's going to happen. Okay? So I'm just going to talk about this hip. There's a lot of issues that can happen with the pelvis position, with the lower back, with the other hip, in matter of fact, even with the standing knee or the standing foot and ankle. I'm just going to talk about this one here. Okay, so exercises. Reciprocal inhibition. Strengthen the flexors, strengthen the inward rotators, strengthen this. Okay? So we're here. I'm going to press a little bit, pull in. Hold for a few seconds, press, pull in. Press, pull in. And a matter of fact, don't even worry about the position of the heel. Try to work on the hip. Okay, so you want to pull that hip in. Okay, if the heel is not coming straight back, if the heel is coming around, that is fine also. Okay? Work on this movement. Okay, we press and then we pull. We press and then we pull. Okay? And I'm going to show you one more exercise. Slightly different. It does almost the same thing. The position of the hips and the position of the spine is slightly different because now we're not flexing the spine. Okay, we were flexing the spine here to the kicking leg. We're not going to be flexing here. If you can't do it standing, you would start here. Okay? So we come here. Okay? We place the hip on the floor. What we're going to do is we're going to stretch towards this leg. Okay? You can hug. If you're back here, you will have to hug and pull the knee in. Then you're going to lean back a little bit and lift. Pull back, lift. Okay? Same thing on the other side. So you're sitting here, the leg is out to the side. Once again, you may not have this flexibility either, so you might have to do it standing. Okay, so we're here, we hug this leg. I go back a little bit, go back forward. Once I go back, notice there's already weight of the leg that's working on the opposing muscles. However, of course, I can come up and press against it and then come here. I can just use my weight for the stretch, or I can pull it in. Okay? So I can press or just leave it here. Here I can just sit, use my weight, or pull it in. Now, if your psychic looks like a roundhouse, and the issue is awareness, you might have this flexibility and this strength. But most people, the issue is that you can't really build an awareness for techniques that you can't do because you're lacking strength and flexibility for it. Okay? So you will see that you might be coming here and this is it. And then when you try to lean back and lift the leg, it's going to be like this. Okay? So you will have a little bit more, usually a little bit more flexibility than you will have the strength. Okay, so if this is your flexibility, you wouldn't be able to be here. The strength will be about here. Okay? So those are two exercises. Do them correctly, work on the hip, work on slow kicks, work on straight line, that your heel travels. Remember to kick with your heel. If you kick with an edge, it's next to the heel, or kick with the heel itself. Okay? Thank you for watching.